for Sale, a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Told and illustrated by Espir Slobodkina. Music and lyrics by Tamara Schildkraut. Music adapted, arranged, and produced by Anne-Marie Mulhern and Ron Pronovo. Performed by Anne-Marie Mulhern. Once there was a peddler who sold caps. But he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. Have you ever seen a peddler with a pillar on his head? Other peddlers carry backpacks. This one used his head instead. This smart peddler travels lightly, selling caps along the way, calling loudly, calling brightly, caps for sale, get yours today. How amazing, how unusual, how ingenious can you get? All his wares are piled up neatly, one by one upon his head. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps, caps red, caps brown, caps blue. Buy the one that best suits you. Dark ones good for working days, bright ones for the holidays. Caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street, calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time, until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First, his own checked cap. then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No. My caps, oh goodness me, all but my own are gone. I did not hear, I did not see, I slept like made of stone. A mystery, oh tragedy, how could they disappear when just before I went to sleep they all were safely here? Looked to the right, looked to the left, I looked behind the tree. No place to look but heavenward, that's all that's left for me. My caps, oh goodness me, oh but my own are gone. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray, or a brown, or a blue, or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. What monkeys took my caps? They're sitting in this tree. You monkeys, give me back my caps. They all belong to me. You give me back my caps, I say. Now give them back to me. How dare you tease me in this way? You really anger me. You'd better give me back my caps. Enough of that. Because of just a little lapse, I'm losing all I've got. You monkeys, you must give back to me my caps. I'm full of anger and disgust. It's time this nonsense stops. All right, you monkeys, there's no way to make you understand. I'm leaving, going far away. I'll quit this monkey land. You monkeys, give me back my caps. They all belong to me. monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Shh, shh, shh." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, Ch, ch, ch. Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, You monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, Ch, ch, ch. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, You monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, Ch, ch, ch. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. But then, each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Well, monkey see and monkey do, all's well that ends so well. I'll take my caps without ado and once more try to sell. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First, his own checked cap. Then the gray caps. Then the brown caps. Then the blue caps. Then the red caps. On the very top. Well, monkey see and monkey do, all's well that ends so well. I'll take my caps without ado and once more try to sell. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap! Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps, caps red, caps brown, caps blue, buy the one that best suits you. Dark ones good for working days, bright ones for the holidays. Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps for sale, 50